லீமா,
என்னங்க?
இன்னும் அம்மா நல்ல ஸ்கூலா இது? இவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் கிளம்பி உட்காந்துங்கிறான். 9வது வந்துட்டானே, நேரம் படின்னு சொல்லி புள்ளைய பயமுறுத்தி வச்சுக்கிறியா நீ?
உடனே என்கிட்ட வந்துருங்க. அப்படியே அவன் உட்காந்து படிச்சுட்டாலும் 2 மாசம் கழிச்சு அவன் ஃப்ரெண்டை பார்க்க போறானா. அதான் இந்த வேடிக்கை. சீக்கிரம் போய் விட்டு வாங்க.
எது? இங்க இருக்கிற ஸ்கூலுக்கா?
நாள் தானே, போய் விட்டு வாங்களேன்.
I thought that the cultural backdrop of this piece really gave it a sort of very relatable feel. The young protagonist, I thought, created a good sort of thematic approach about growing up, a self identity, trying to find yourself within a social structure that might not be that accepting of you and how you want to express yourself. He seemed to be a very sort of loner type of kid, and even within the context of his family or within the obviously, excuse me. The context of his classmates in the school. There was obviously a lot of going on with him internally, and I thought that the lead actor in particular was really great at sort of reflecting that emotional dynamic, even though he was very young. Obviously, it ends with him crying, but I thought the middle part of the piece, especially at the school, I thought reflected interesting dynamics between the classmates and sort of reflected, excuse me, the big picture ideas the piece was trying to establish about like trying to be yourself and trying to how you feel about creating bonds and relationships. And I thought it sort of matched with the ending based around the picture and how he felt about that individual. So I ended up enjoying the piece. Thought it was had a good combination of emotion and drama for a young character piece with such young actors, and I thought that they did such a great job, and it created a very cinematic feel for a short amount of time. It felt like a feature film idea within like 20 minutes. So I thought it was well done and naturalistic and relatable, and that's why I thought it worked, because it had a great sense of sort of a realism and heart that I thought matched the other themes present in the piece.
Whenever you deal with children or a child's story, every emotion that they're going to feel is going to be a little bit more in depth and intense. And the subject matter that this covers is also so intense. So it's really interesting to see, you know, this expression of gender through a child and what that looks like, whether it's like compassion or having short hair, just different characteristics, and how what these other children are being taught, how that is then impacting this other child as they go through this, and then they disappear, and then the guilt that you feel for not standing up for your friend, and you're ending this friendship, and just every emotion is, because it is happening to this child, it's going to be so much more intense because it's the first time that they're dealing with any of these experiences, and it's really, really powerful to watch. And it's really interesting to watch on screen. I think I want to commend these child actors because they do a really good job of showcasing some pretty intense ideals on the screen, and they do it in a way where, I don't know, you just feel the same conflict that you would as a child watching this go down in real time and being like, I don't know if I did the right thing, like I'm watching for myself, and then learning afterwards of maybe like I didn't do this the best way, and like learning morals about it along the way. I think it's just overall a really complex piece, and it's done really, really well. And there's so many questions left open for the audience to think about.
Heartbreaking, beautiful, really well done. The cast was amazing. These kids were so good. The main character with the shorter hair was amazing actor. I just thought he had very subtle facial expressions and reactions. So the directing must have been really great on this set as well. I just thought with all these child actors, this was so well done. Cute opening title with the chalkboard effect. I really liked that a lot. Really nice close up in the beginning of the child's eye. I don't know, I just like that as well. I like the music. And I just wrote down the line, he turned into a chick. I mean, kids can be so cruel, and just to be growing up and forming your identity and figuring out who you are in this environment is so cruel and harsh. Beautiful cinematography, nice set design. I really like the costumes. Again, great acting, especially the two leads. Nicely directed and cast. Great depiction of even changing identity and friendship in the struggle of the friendship between these two was just so realistic to me and so well done. And this kid with the shorter hair just not knowing how to deal with this situation and being, teased by these boys. And gosh, what a tough thing to go through at such a young age, and then deciding whether to keep your friendship or not. And then when your friend disappears because of what's happening, they can't handle it, and you felt like you weren't there for them. I mean, geez, just the end scene was so sad and heartbreaking. Such a great performance for that actor too, and such great direction.
I loved the director's choice not to actually show the adults' faces. It kind of put us really in these kids' world, where the adults were there, but they don't really pay attention to them. They're there as a teacher, a mom. The ones that shows that they're not really as significant to their lives as a friend is. And this film was really well constructed and well written to show how Naveen felt, where he felt gave into the peer pressure of others, but that no one really ever knows what happened to his friend. They mentioned it's been 2 months, but nobody really cares to check what happened to him. They live in a culture that obviously says certain characteristics cannot be for a boy, including compassion, and this child had that, which made them make fun of him. It's something where he was far advanced for his age. So boys teased him. When he's older, it's what most people looking for adults and men and women. That's also a way that they set the adults apart from the kids, because it shows that they are still in the very adolescent phase of life where you make fun of what you don't understand.
This is a tragic story of loss, bullying, intolerance, the cultural inability to accept diversity and respect differences, how this plays into the peer pressure even from a very young age. It was refreshing to see the teacher defending Kanan. I enjoyed watching the local Indian ways, the school, the food, the games kids would play, and it was very authentic and eye-opening.
This was a really sad movie in a good way. I think the filmmakers did an amazing job of capturing the characters' relationship and backstory at a really critical point in the friendship, and the subsequent events between the characters and the other school children, I think, made the outcome and the ending so much more poignant. It really gets you in the feels. The visuals and the score were also really great and added to the enjoyment of watching this.
The best word I can describe is soul-wrenching. You kind of know what's going to happen, but you really don't want it to happen. This short deals with the concept of the separation of two friends due to social persecution, social stigmatization, essentially bullying, and it's all the more gut-wrenching, especially because they're kids. One of the things I've learned is that social immaturity plays a large factor in the fact that it's very easy, especially when someone is so young, for them to not realize the severity of their actions, the severity of their consequences. To them, while they're not on the receiving end of what they're doing, to the person who's getting bullied, it's a soul-crushing experience